What is up, guys? The Strong Boys 19 here. So right now we are back into the Halloween franchise. After my review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, we are here today to conclude on what some of the fans would say the Thorn Trilogy. Now, why did I say the Thorn Trilogy? As I had said that when I had reviewed Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And the ending of Halloween 5, we see the Man in Black figure coming out, going into the police station, shooting every cop in sight, causing a jailbreak for Michael Myers to escape, basically. And now this movie, this concludes that. The Thorn cult theme is highly present the entire way through, from start to finish. And now we go to this movie that I'm going to be talking about. And that is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Now, this is, as I said from my update video, guys, this is a bootleg. This contains the producer's cut, the rough cut, which is really like a very, very raw, early making of the producer's cut. The director's cut, which is really the very alike similarity cut from the theatrical cut to the TV cut, and the fifth disc contains special features. This movie was made with so many production issues, and I mean so many. Dimension Films decided to buy and own the rights to all of the Halloween movies, from the first movie to this movie for now. And the director for this movie is Joe Chappelle. And we see Donald Pleasence for the last time, unfortunately, re-inspiring his role as Dr. Sam Loomis. And we go to different cast members: Marianne Hagan to George P. Wilbur, once again as Michael Myers, Paul Rudd, J.C. Brandy. Alan Howarth did the music to this movie, as he did the music to the other previous movies. So the writing was done by Daniel Farrands, who was a big fan of the Halloween franchise, and he basically had his own ideas. He had many different script ideas on what he wanted the movie to be like. But during post-production, the guys at Dimension Films decide to have their own thoughts and ideas of writing stuff that they come up with to have this movie be made. Most of the movie was written by Farrands, but with Dimension Films' plans, with whatever they had for the script in this movie, without Farrands' involvement, it is a mess. A very messy made movie. The budget was $5 million, and the box office was $15.1 million. This came out 6 years later after Halloween 5. I'm just going to go straight and say this, guys. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, it is a piece of garbage. It is a piece of garbage that fails miserably to conclude this Thorn trilogy in the first place, and that's a big shame. I really liked Halloween 4 so much. Halloween 5, not as much, half good, half bad, but Halloween 6, out of all of the Halloween movies, this is, in my eyes, the most nonsensical installment. The film opens up with J.C. Brandy. It was going to be Danielle Harris originally, but she did not like the script and that her character as Jamie Lloyd was going to be very quick. So she was 17 at the time, by the way, so she didn't accept it. J.C. Brandy plays Jamie. She's heavily pregnant, gives birth to this baby boy, and the baby has the Thorn logo on his chest, okay? And the Man in Black figure comes up, and just as the nurse was about to give the baby to Jamie, she decides instead to give the baby to the man in black. And the beginning of the movie shows the baby being a new addition to this Thorn cult. And now Michael Myers comes out and Jamie escapes. Michael kills off the nurse and Jamie decides to hide the baby away from Michael, and she goes outside to steal a pickup truck, and she then crashes to the point of having Michael Myers terminating Jamie. And when that happened, I was so disappointed, really disappointed, because Jamie Lloyd was one of my favourite characters in the Halloween franchise ever. Danielle Harris made that character very special in Halloween 4 and in Halloween 5. With J.C. Brandy, though, despite her role being very, very short in the film, she did an okay job, an alright performance as Jamie Lloyd. So after Michael finding out that the baby's not inside the pickup truck, we go to a transition of this sold house that is the childhood home of Michael Myers, that's owned by a new family of the Strohs. And with the little boy of Danny somehow having these voices in his mind from the man in black saying, "Danny, kill for me," or sometimes, "Come to me." You know, that doesn't make any sense, alright? Marianne Hagan as Danny's mother. She was really one of the passable actresses in this movie. Her acting in the movie was pretty good as well, like J.C. Brandy's. I did like George P. Wilbur as Michael Myers in this film, but he did better in Halloween 4. And the Strohs family's father, being a violent and abusive father and husband, and the guy that played him, I think he did a really good job. But we see the later characters, and with other cast members as part of the Stroh family, Danny's older brother, his dialogue was so cringeworthy. And when he did that butthead impression, that was so awful. We see a character of Tommy Doyle that's portrayed by Paul Rudd. And despite this being one of his very, very first movies, Paul's acting was god-awful. One of the worst acting that I've ever seen, in my opinion. He would later become one of the characters in the Anchorman franchise in many years to come. But him as Tommy Doyle is so bad. No emotion, no good delivery, and just a really blank, stale performance. Like Tom Atkins' role as Dr. Chalice from Halloween 3, but worse. Donald Pleasance as Dr. Sam Loomis, in retirement from his job as a psychiatrist, Michael Myers is a psychiatrist, and we see his longtime old friend to tell him to come back as a psychiatrist and work there. He finds out that Michael Myers was back after hearing voices of Jamie, that Michael Myers is back before she gets killed off. Tommy Doyle, being so interested in what Michael Myers has in store next, basically, he finds this baby that Jamie hidden away from Michael, and he sees the Thorn logo. He wants to investigate this whole thing. Michael has been involved with this cult, and he has now the task to go back to Haddonfield and kill off the other family members of the Strohs. It's just really, really confusing. This is as confusing, if not worse, than Halloween 5. In my mind, at least. I'm not really going to go into this movie so much, because a lot of the dialogue and the shots to the later characters, it was so uninteresting. When I had seen the different cuts to this movie, I increasingly got so bored. I was really dissatisfied. I wanted this movie to be good and to have some redeeming amount of sense that I could connect with this movie more. But the way the movie was made, was written, and was so poorly executed, it just really falls down the drain from here on out, okay? We later on find out Michael Myers has been involved with this Thorn cult pretty much since the beginning, after when he killed Judith Myers, his other sister. Since when did that become a thing when we were not that interested of Michael being a part of the cult in the first place? Because Michael Myers, we want to know him. Most Halloween fans, like myself, would like to remember Michael Myers as just a character all on his own, being creepy, horrifying, really quiet, just to stalk, walk, and kill people, and for him to do whatever he has to do. But the biggest problem that I have with the movie, since I mentioned about the baby in this movie, if you are that curious to find out who's the father, since Jamie gave birth in the beginning of this movie, this was so frustrating and made me really angry to find out about this. But if you want to hear it for yourself, I'll just have to say it. The baby's father was Michael Myers. There you go. The baby's father was Michael Myers without any of us knowing about it until now. I know that I've heard it from other people when they talk about this movie, but it has been revealed towards the end of the movie. Michael Myers has been this father of this baby boy. So this cult had Michael Myers impregnate Jamie to give birth to this baby so that the baby would be a new addition to this cult this entire time. How insane and messed up was this? This movie broke me. This movie ruined the complete original origin of Michael Myers. Yes, this movie tries to have its true origin of Michael Myers, but this film fails miserably. And I'm not going to go into the comparisons of the different cuts to this movie because other people on YouTube have done comparisons from the theatrical cut to the producer's cut. I'll have to admit that Donald Pleasance, for the last time as Dr. Sam Loomis, was good. I can really feel his sense of dread and lasting role as Dr. Sam Loomis, that it was going to end because unfortunately after the making of this movie he had passed away. I can't really blame Donald Pleasance because Dr. Sam Loomis, being one of the most beloved characters in the Halloween franchise, Dr. Sam Loomis was made perfect in most of it from Donald Pleasance. Overall, I thought some of these kills with whatever cuts that you are watching in the movie was really good. Some of the kills in the theatrical cut being really violent and over the top. This is really the most over the top, gory filled movie from that theatrical cut until the Rob Zombie Halloween remake, and George P. Wilbur as Michael Myers in most of this movie. He did really well. Another thing that I had also liked was the music from Alan Howarth, who did the music to the previous movies. I think that the music in this movie was really one of the best, much more than Halloween 5, to my mind. But I'm just going to leave this whole thing here. If you like it, that's just fine by me. You can like what you like. No problem whatsoever with your taste. But Halloween 6 is a very messy, badly executed, horrible, boring, tedious, and a big abomination. This was almost the worst of the worst in the franchise. This movie makes Halloween 3 Season of the Witch more of a watchable movie. And I know that's quite shocking for me to say, but I would personally watch that movie more than Halloween 6. I'm going to give Halloween 6 The Curse of Michael Myers a 1.5 out of 5 stars. One of the lowest of the lows in this installment. Avoid this movie. That's all I have to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace and love, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.